let's see Ohm's law. So before getting into Ohm's law, let us first refresh what we know about potential difference and current. So here, potential difference is nothing but work done in moving the charges from one point to another, right? So if this circuit is having potential V, let's take the current flowing through the circuit as I. Now instead of placing one cell, if I am placing two cells means of the same voltage. So the total voltage becomes 2V. Then the work done in moving the charges will be increased, so which in turn increases I. Which means if I increase the voltage in a circuit, that will increase the amount of current that is flowing through it. So this is Ohm's law. With this experiment, let us study what is how it is happening actually. So here for this experiment, we'll be taking a nichrome wire. Nichrome wire, na, it is nickel plus chromium wire, which is connected with the ends X and Y of resistance R. So each and every material that we are, each and every object or a body that we are connecting in a circuit will have its own resistance. Let us take in this condition, this metallic wire, nichrome wire is having a resistance R, which is connected across the ends X and Y, have an ammeter connected in series and a voltmeter connected in parallel. So this circuit is having a plug key K. Let's take, just ignore these two cells. Let's take the case that this entire circuit is having only one cell of voltage V. So when I connect this voltage and on this key, switch on the circuit, then the current will start flowing. In that case, let's take the voltage and current readings, ammeter readings. Now, if I place another cell here, then as I've already told from this case, then the current will be increased. If I connect three cells, it will be increased more. So with each and every case of voltage increasing in the circuit, then there will also be an increase in the current, which means the potential difference across the ends of a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through it. Current flowing through it. So which means if I am increasing the voltage V, the work done in moving the charges is also increasing, which in turn increases the current. The flow of charges will be increased more and more. Let's take the case, if the voltage is V now, the current will be I. If I'm having two cells means the voltage is doubled, which in turn increases the current. If voltage becomes 2V, then the current is 2I. If it is 3V, the current is 3, which means the voltage is directly proportional to the current. For experimental purpose, we have taken the nichrome wire and took the readings by having one cell, two cells, three cells. So we are having the n number of readings by adding the number of cells in the circuit. In all the cases, we'll end up with this statement: the potential difference across the ends of a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through it, which means voltage across is directly proportional to the current flowing. In order to remove proportionality, we'll keep a constant. So this statement is called Ohm's law. V stands for voltage, I stands for current, and R stands for resistance. So how will you write R from this formula? V by I. Volt per resistance is given by volt per ampere. This quantity is called ohm, represented with the Greek letter ohm. So here resistance is said to be 1 ohm if a voltage of 1, a potential difference of 1 volt will make the flow of current as 1 ampere. If 1 ampere of current flowing in a circuit which is having a potential difference of 1 volt, then the resistance is said to be ohm, 1 ohm. So here resistance R will decide whether the material that we are connected in the circuit is a good conductor, poor conductor, or a resistor. So here, as I've already told, every material that we are connecting in a circuit have its own value of R. So this is R value. R is V by I. If you are showing the experimental results in terms of a graph by taking current value on x-axis and voltage value on y-axis, then you will get a straight line. The straight line shows the slope is constant. You know how to calculate the slope, right? How will you take the slope as y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Here let's take voltage is on y-axis, means y2 minus v2 minus v1 by what is your current? x2 minus x1. Nothing but I2 minus I1, sorry, V by I, delta V by delta I, which means resistance. The resistance is always constant, but depends on material. So the value of resistance is always a constant, but depends on the kind of material that we are taking. The value of R is changes from one material to the other material. If you are taking for copper now, the value will be, let's take the value will be high. If you are taking some wood or a plastic, the value will be very low, which is making copper as a good conductor and rubber or some plastic as a poor conductor. So this is what is the resistance, which will define the nature of the material that we're going to connect in a circuit. R is constant but depends on material. And one very most important point is Ohm's law. Ohm's law is obeyed only if temperature is constant and all the other physical conditions are same. So when you are writing the statement for Ohm's law, the potential difference across the ends of a conductor is directly proportional to current flowing through it only if the temperature is constant and all the other physical conditions are same. Therefore, V is proportional to I, which implies V is equals to I into R. This condition is obeyed by ohmic conductors. The conductors that will show only that prove this case. V is equals to IR. Ohm's law is obeyed. Why we are taking temperature as constant now? When we increase the temperature, the kinetic energy of the electrons will increase, which will resist the motion of the charges. And all the other physical conditions are same. Now, if the humidity is more or the pressure is more in the place where we are conducting the experiment, now, that will also affect the voltage and current. So these 2 points are very important when you are writing Ohm's law. V proportional to I and V is equals to IR.